And can you turn around?
Fully. Hello?
Turn around and face
Straight
us.
for us.
Thank you. Gorgeous.
Right here, please.
And right here, darling. I didn't get any photos. Hi. Gorgeous. Stay with me. One more. Thank you.
Right here, Madeline. One more this way, dear.
One more in front, darling. Together in front first. Thank you so much.
And on the end, please. Right over here, everyone this way. All the way to the right. And one back here, please, everyone.
Hi, can I get you a little closer over there? Thank you. Right here, sir. This way. Once more.
And right here,
Wait.
please.
Eyes here, please. Go ahead.
Right here, sir. Thank you so much.
Up to the right.
And one last look in front.
And looking right here.
And right here, sir.
Big smile back here.
And to the right, please.
And can I get everyone looking right here?
And both everybody out here again.
And right over here.
And together here, please.
Lionsgate.
Thank you.
It's Molly. Nice to meet you.
Can I see your eyes here, please?
Hello, friends. Straight in front.
I'm not done yet here. Hey. Thank you. Go ahead. Well,
One more. Look at me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
hi, hi. Oh, well, I need this. When she's done, I'll
One
look at
more.
another one.
One more look. Thank you.
Right here, please. Hello, right here. Thank you. Now here we go, guys. Right here. Hello, together.
Right over here.
I got it, but not much.
Okay.
Everyone to the right.
It's always easier.
And she was 17 in Raging Bull.
Right here, darling.
17.
One more. Thank you.
Big smile.
Hi.
Hi, darling. One more. Thank you.
I read the screenplay that Rosene-Gambino wrote, and it was amazingly prescient. I mean, it was a cautionary tale, and the world has come around, and now it's a little bit more of a current event story in a lot of ways. So a lot of other films have come out and dealt with the climate, and we are here. I am so proud of the work that everyone has done in this film. I mean, everybody can't be here right now because they're all too busy working, but I'm very grateful that Maddie came and Zoey came and we could share the memories. It was 2 years ago. So we all look a little younger in the film. It's fabulous. I'm a fan of his work, so I really had a sense of being in good hands with Allstate with this material. He's the right man for the job. I mean, it was his story with Laurie together, and she wrote the screenplay based on their conversations. So he really knew, he goes into the mind of the person who is the most frightening in the room. He has a way of wanting to know what they're thinking or why they're upset or what's going on with that guy, that's where Jan's coming from. And I enjoy that. It's very impactful. I think that everybody can relate to it in a different way because whatever side of issues you find yourself, you can feel as though you have already been through a level of having to choose between freedoms and safety. That shouldn't be the case. So we're hoping to have people feel like they can throw the windows open and feel seen and heard with their experience in this country. And, it's a global conversation right now.
I feel like I wanted to kind of turn the camera towards my biggest nightmare, which is I come from a big family, and I always wonder what would happen if my family just, undergoes some kind of apocalypse. So that was the start, my own fear and anxiety. And then I was just swiping photos from different anniversaries at our house, and I saw that, we changed from one anniversary to another. And the changes I saw, suddenly people having sadness in their eyes, the more, the longer I swiped, and some of them disappeared. Somebody brought a new partner to the house, but the thing is, you don't see those changes when you're there, but when you look at it from up there, suddenly it makes you freak out because there's something you have no control over, which is time, the passage of time. And so I always wanted to make a film that would capture the zeitgeist but also the passage of time you have no control over, and that's Anniversary. I was lucky enough to be learning about Diane, looking for a rock and roll project back in it was 2020. And we immediately, when we heard this, we immediately sent her the script, and she loved it. And she's like, I'm in. Once she said she's in, all the rest just is the history. So many great talents joining us. Zoey, Maddie, Dylan O'Brien, Kyle Chandler, McKenna Grace, Phoebe Dynevor, Daryl McCormack, and many, many more. And so it was fairly like a smooth process of just like a domino effect. We tried to kind of pour our hearts to it, and here we are. I think people want to debate. They need meeting other people and other voices. I think, in a time in which we have such a huge polarization of societies across the globe, I think what we need is a debate and a conversation with another human being, and this film is all about it. It's an exercise of the lack of connection, even in a tightly knit family. So I would say, this film, even though it has a very, cruel dystopian theme in it, it's about what matters the most, which is us.
The story was brought to me by the director, Jan Komasa, and he had this idea that he's been wanting to do for a while, and it's just become more and more relevant in the last couple of years, so we're excited for everyone to see it. Interestingly enough, it all occurred during lockdown, so you see a lot of those tones actually in the film. So the idea of families living in bubbles, the idea of we thought of the virus as sort of a moving political affiliation that was affecting the family. So it was an interesting time because we couldn't be in a room together. So to talk about what was happening in the world at the time with populism, with the virus, all inspired many of the ideas for the film. It's a great cast, honestly. So the first person who came on board is Diane. She's our matriarch. She's a pro. She's been doing this since, 12 years old, right? She's incredible in the film. And honestly, from the first moment, they became the Taylor family. It's amazing. They're incredible together. I think everyone should see a film in a theater, but it is really relevant of the moment. I have to say that it's a different framed film, and you really need to pay close attention to it. So I love that, people will see it that way.
Right off the bat, the writing of the script is brilliant, and I think it was telling a political thriller in a way that centers around a family. I think it's a little bit more accessible emotionally to an audience, which I enjoyed. And also, I love Anna. I love this character. She's much braver and more intelligent and wittier than I am. I was really thrilled because I admire all of these actors so much for very different projects and reasons, and I was so excited to reunite with McKenna. We'd done The Handmaid's Tale together, and then to do this with her as like my sister, as opposed to like the woman who's ruining my life, was great fun. And yeah, they're all so talented and so. I feel like each person really embodies a different reaction to what the big bad is in this film, and everybody's personality I feel like plays out really beautifully, and yeah, I'm very proud of it. Jan is incredibly intelligent. Like, he is so cerebral and also so artistic. He is really, those two things mesh in him, and he's got to get it out. So I love what sets Jan apart, I think, as a director is how much. I've never worked with a director who knows each of these characters so intimately, really understands them and relates them and someone in his life, and he spent a lot of time with them. You can tell he has a great deal of care and affection for them. And that means so much to me as an actor, because now this person is in me and I love her. And it's nice to feel like in those safe hands.
I was living in Ireland at the time. I had just done my master's, moved up to Dublin, and I saw this call out, and I got my agents to give me the audition. And I read the script throughout, like, full thing, and I didn't put it down. It was like a really good book. Like, from the get-go, it's just a really dynamic, fast, really exciting script. And so right off the bat, I was, drawn in by that. And auditioning with Jan, it was like just a breeze, and he was so kind. And so every step of the way, I feel like, was just a good experience. And it's strangely prescient about what's happening now here. So it was definitely like, once I realized what was happening in the U.S., I'm like, oh, this actually has a serious thing to say about the world. So just happy to be a part of it. There was a lot of improvisation, I think, that went on. He kind of let me, again, my part's not the biggest, but, he let me experiment with, like, the reaction I had to Dylan, and play around with how I would react to his anger, as you'll see. I don't know if it's out yet, but anyway. So yeah, that was really fun, and then I got to be slightly physical in my role as well, and just like learning how to walk like a military officer and stuff like that was a blast as well. From my first day, I was like put in a green room with Dylan, right, and just we chatted. It was so lovely, and then getting on set and seeing Kyle Chandler, Diane Lane, and just like all my heroes, right, Phoebe. It was a dream come true in the realest sense of the word, and it just made me want to do this more and more and more and more. So yeah, and they're so like on set, perfect professionals, like, and just so kind. So it was a real great experience to have them as my first like big castmates. Yeah. It's so intense. Like, that's the thing. Like, watching it at home is great, but the theater, I guess, like with the sound and the audience around you, like people are gonna be tense, people are gonna be like shouting out, maybe, I don't know, but like definitely, I could tell from being on set that as soon as it was shown in theaters, it was just gonna be a real whirlwind. It's gonna make people think of what's going on right now, as I said, and so yeah, just the excitement factor. It's fast-paced, it's a thriller, all that's gonna translate really well to theaters, I'd say.
This project began in 2019 when the project was a gleam in the eye of our director, Jan Komasa. He came to America, he interviewed some producers, and he chose the Geezers, and we're very thrilled that he did. It's an important movie, but it's also a very entertaining movie, and I'm not going to give you any spoilers. But one of the interesting things about the movie is that it can be viewed through 4 different lenses. Many people will see it as a family drama. Other people will see it as a political movie. And then another group of people will see it as a revenge thriller. And some people, I think, will view it as a profile of mental illness. And they'll all be right.
It was exciting because there are so many different ages that it affects, so that casting was a really wonderful experience.
These are phenomenal actors.
Yes.
I mean, starting with the parents, with Diane Lane and Kyle Chandler, and then the super talented the children, and then of course the woman who starts all the trouble, Phoebe Dinavar. They each gave us 150%. They're brilliant. I can't wait for people to see the movie and be very moved by their performances.
When I read this, I was so excited to work with Jan Komasa, who I just think is such a brilliant filmmaker. The thing that drew me definitely to this project was Jan and how wonderful of a filmmaker he is. This was, I think, my 3rd movie with Dylan O'Brien, so we're old pals, which was fun, and I always love working with him. Madeline Brewer is just amazing, and I'm a big fan of, and Phoebe Dinavar, and McKenna, who's just superstar, and obviously legendary Diane Lane and Kyle Chandler. So it was a joy, and we were in Dublin, Ireland, in the summer. It was really cool. It's a thriller. We love to have together, of course. And look, I never like to tell people what they're going to get out of a movie. I leave that to the audience.